Hello, hello. Hi, Latia. Are you the same one that was on the thing with Mary the other night? Is this the same girl?
Yes, yes, this is
Hey,
she. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
good.
well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna share my screen here. I have a couple different screens, you guys. So if you see me looking up, I'm trying to um, share. All right, so let me make this bigger. All right, so here's our screen here. So before we get started, I'll just kind of share a little bit about who I am. My husband and I do this business together, and typically we would usually do these Zooms together. I just felt like I needed to do them because I needed to get better at myself at presenting. He had been a trainer before and he's spoken in front of people before, and so he'll start joining a few of them as we go throughout the year. But I wanted to do a few by myself just because I needed to get better at this. So, anyways, I will share a little bit about me. So, most of you probably found me through either Melissa Dillon through the Insurance Exam Queen, which is where um, I got started in the whole industry. Well, not how I got started, but how I found this opportunity. And that, or you saw me in Mary's group, so Mary Harris. So Melissa and I actually worked together at USAA over 15 years ago. So we worked in the call center taking PNC calls and just we had I mean I saw her in the beginning when she was barely getting in insurance, and now she has this massive insurance exam queen business, and it's amazing to watch. It's so cool when you see people that you like worked with years ago do something so big in their life, and I think seeing her do that for herself has been the coolest thing. But he one of the things that I wanted to share is that we so when Melissa and I worked together at USAA, Jeff was actually my husband was our trainer to teach us how to do homeowners insurance. So we were had only been doing auto insurance for a long time, and then it was like you went through the renters insurance class and then you went to the homeowners insurance class. Well, I met my husband when he was teaching us how to do homeowners insurance or how to do the homeowners contract or things like that. So such a small world. The way things come full circle is just super cool. And now Melissa has her business, and then she allows me to share my business to her people because she really has a big thing where she wants people to work for themselves and see how much more money that they can make by themselves versus working for a company. Because we did that for a very long time. We worked for companies, getting the 2% raise every year, that kind of thing. This is an opportunity where it literally is 1099, so it is commission only. So if you're looking for something that is, has a base pay or something like that, this may not be what you're looking for, but feel free to just kind of hear about it because it might not be for you right now. But down the road, when you're confident, you feel comfortable in doing what you're doing, it might be then time for you to do something for yourself. Get out of that 2% raise every year and work for yourself with an unlimited income. So that's a little bit about me. My husband and I have blended family, so we have 5 kids together. I have a 21-year-old, we have a 20-year-old, and then 3 17-year-olds. My husband has twin boys, and I have a daughter who are all 17 years old, all in their junior year, almost going to be seniors. So we are at the home stretch of our kids being in high school. And also another thing we were thinking about is what happens when they're all out of school. We have 5 of them. So if we had jobs or like an actual place where we had to go to work, we would not get the opportunity to travel to where they're at. Like if they start having families and they're all across the world and things like that, like we don't know where they're going to go. We are 2 boys right now. We're at community college, so we're lucky they're still here. The 3 younger ones, they are more likely to go away and do whatever. So we wanted to be able to do that. And we can work this business anywhere we go. So this QR code here is just, it connects you to me. So if you want to fill it out, it'll have you send the information to me, and then I can contact you and we can set up a time to talk if you're interested. But let's go over the next screen. So, why remote life insurance? So, if you are already licensed, there's lots of options out there. What I noticed for myself about life insurance is that most of the things that were out there were commission only. There were very few things that were just life insurance that had a set pay or things like that. So you're going to kind of see that out there is when you're looking for just life insurance positions, they're typically going to be um, typically 1099 positions unless you're working for a specific agent and they only want you handling life insurance where someone else does property casualty. You're kind of going to see that. So for me, why remote life insurance? It's flexible and you have the freedom to do it. So you can work from anywhere. There's no commuting. You're not tied to a physical office. Your schedule, you pick when you work. Okay. You have kids that have activities. Our kids are in cross country and track and, cheerleading. We had one when our other boys were in school, they had basketball and football. So we were all over the place. We didn't ever, or we did used to have to ask for off to go to those events or to go to field day or to do things like that. Now we just block our schedule and we're able to go to do the events. You have unlimited earning potential. So you're not capped by an hourly wage or a salary. You can control how much you make by how much you work, what efforts you put in. Okay. And there's also residual income opportunities. Hold on one second. There's someone trying to get in. All right, so there is residual income opportunities, which I'll explain that as we go because there's this opportunity is kind of like two opportunities. So I'll share both of them and how it works, and then we can see if it's something you want to talk about more. Great. If it's not, totally fine. And there's a growing demand for life insurance. So post-pandemic, more families are realizing that the importance of it, and you see it's a little bit more comfortable to talk about. Um, and then the market expansion. So we have virtual tools that allow you to connect with agents, clients nationwide, not just locally, where if you are tied to a physical office, you can typically only service the people around you. You can typically only service people that are in your geographical location. When you're doing something like a remote life insurance, you can work wherever in the country. You just would need to get a license for that location. So, for instance, I'm in Arizona, but I have non-resident licenses in I don't even know how many states now, at least 10, maybe even more than that now, but I wanted to be able to work in different times. So in Arizona, it's early. When I wake up, it's 5 in the morning here, but it's already 8 o'clock in East Coast. So at that time, if I wake up at 5 and I wanted to start working, I can start calling people that are in East Coast time zone it because they're awake. Or I probably wouldn't do 5 o'clock, but I probably would start maybe 6:30 or 7, which it's then 9:30 or 10 their time. So it just kind of depends how you want to do it. Or if you want to work late, if you're on the East Coast, you can get a Pacific time zone. And if it's 9 o'clock your time, it's only 6 there. If it's 10 or 11, you could still typically call up to 8 p.m. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. typically is the rule, wherever you're at. So you look at time zones. Where can you get licensed? Who can you talk to in those locations? So it's a big deal of how you can work your business, and it's all up to you. You don't have anyone telling you what you have to do, which I love. I'm very hard, like I have I'm very driven and I am able to just kind of do my own thing. And I love that. And I think this is perfect for somebody who doesn't need a lot of direction. I mean, you do get direction, but if you're a self-starter and you're just like, I want to make money, I want to do this, I know I can make amazing money if I'm not just tied to that 9 to 5 or whatever it is. And this is probably something that's really good for you. So I'm going to go over just some things. It's cost efficient. There's very low overhead costs. So there's no rent, utilities, commuting expenses, unless you choose to go work somewhere else, like, Starbucks somewhere down the road. You might have commuting expenses, but Starbucks are on every corner. Um, the cost that you would have, which most of you are licensed already, that's your cost, is getting yourself licensed. If you need E&O insurance, that's another cost. If you need to buy leads, that would be another cost, which I'll talk about all that too. But you don't have to have like a building. If you had a State Farm place, you would have to have a physical location. You would have to have your utilities. You would have to pay your employees. This is a lot different. So I like to think of this business as a State Farm or Allstate or whatever without all the stuff that you have to do because you can still build an agency with people all over. They don't have to live by you. They don't have to be in the same state, but they're still part of your business. So I'll go over all that too. Digital solutions for success, we have online trainings, robust CRMs, e-signature tools, so you don't need to be next to somebody to sign the application. You just send it to them. Most of the carriers that we work with just sign the application electronically. It's super easy. Training and support. So we have comprehensive remote training, which equips you with the skills you need to succeed. But then you also have mentorship from not only us, but we have, we work very closely with Mary, the insurance sales queen, and then we have the company itself, like our team and our everyone helps each other, and it's so cool. And I'll show you all of that too. Scalability and growth. So you expand your reach, like I talked about, the geographical limitations. You can connect with clients anywhere. Team building opportunities, a passive income. If your ultimate goal is to have passive income where you get paid whether you're working or you're not, then you want to stay through the end so I can kind of show you how that works. And then purpose driven work. You're making a difference. You're helping families, get that peace of mind and know that their family will be okay if something does happen to them. So I love all of that. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through now, what does it look like to be a remote life insurance broker and what does it take? So what does it take to have your own business where you're working for yourself, where you don't have anyone telling you what time to be on the computer or on your phone or anything like that. I'll explain how, like, why I say that. But so what does it take to work for yourself? Okay, it's going to take time. Okay, time, and when I mean that is you're not going to need to work like 10 hours a day. Like that's not the case here. But it's going to take time because you're going to have to learn the different things. You're going to have to learn the different systems. You're going to have to learn the different carriers. This is with any business that you do, but you need to learn things, okay? So it's going to take energy. It takes patience because a lot of people just assume that they get into this industry and they're just going to be making a crap ton of money. They'll be great at everything. They're going to know what to say and what to do, and that's just not the case. This business takes a ton of patience. And why I say that is because you're going to get where people don't understand things and you have to explain it, and then you think you should be at a certain level and you're not, and so you start to get, feel defeated, or there's just so many reasons that you need to have patience. So you're gonna need patience. And you learn patience in this business too. It takes mental toughness. You're going to get told no more than you can count. You're going to get told to F off. You're going to get told all the things that you don't want to hear, but it like thickens my skin. I had one lady the other day tell me, stop calling me, F off, something else. Like it was long, really long. And all that I said was, and she had literally, like, I have these ads on YouTube where she would clicked on an ad. I want this coverage. I'm this old. She told me everything, her name, her address, her phone number, her email address, everything, how old she was, I'm going to let someone else in, how old she was, all the things. And then I just sent her, she's like, stop calling me. I said, okay, I will most definitely stop calling you. However, if you don't want people to call you, don't click on things on the internet that asks people to call you, because that's exactly what you did. And I was just being kind of snotty because she was not nice. Her text message was not nice. And I just said, I pray that whatever has you feeling upset today or is giving you an ugly heart, that I pray that you get better something. I don't even know how I worded it, but I pray that you have a better day and that everything goes better for you. And I was like, that's all you can say to people like that. When you have people that are telling you mean things, you just have to be tough about it and not get defensive, which is what I did. I just pray that whatever is causing you this behavior today, that you that it gets better. And then the other thing, you have to believe in yourself. Okay, if you're used to clocking in 8 o'clock and getting off at 4:30 or 8 to 5 or whatever it is, that someone telling you be at here, your breaks at this time, you need to see that you can do more and you can be more. Okay, but you have to believe that yourself, or this almost will never work. And then it takes vision to see what's possible, which there's tons and tons of stories out there that shows people exactly making a ton of money and doing great things. So why did we choose Symmetry? So there's tons of IMOs out there. An IMO is an insurance management organization. And basically, if you want to be independent, you do have to choose an IMO. And here's the reason why. If you were to go and say, "Hey, I'm a new agent. I want to go contract with Transamerica. I want to contract with Mutual of Omaha," and you try to do that on your own, it'll most likely get declined. And the reason being is they want, like, if you don't have any, track record of doing the business, you don't have track record of writing policies, they have no way to determine that you're going to write good business, that you're not going to have chargebacks, that you're not going to have all these things. So when you have a company behind you, they see, okay, well, they're great. They always have their policies good, this, that, and the other, they accept you that way. So that's really what that does. It helps you to get contracted with different carriers. Now, why we chose Symmetry, because there's other ones out there, but what I find sets us apart is it has everything we were looking for. Okay. It's a remote opportunity. There's no we don't have to go anywhere inside. Like everything you need to do is on Zoom or phone or whatever. We have amazing core values. The mentorship and the culture that I saw was unmatched. Our technology training is amazing. The what I saw on the different training things, the modules, the CRMs, all of that stuff is just so good. And it's a turnkey business model. So we like to say it's kind of like a franchise, like your own little insurance franchise. But you have the ability to own it forever. So that is I'll kind of explain what it is. So you have the ability to own your own agency, and I'll explain what that means and as we go a little bit further. But here's some of the core values. So relationships matter and people come first. That's huge to me because I truly, it's all about people for me. I will talk to clients like, you see a lot of agents out there that just want to get people policy sold, policy sold, policy sold, and they don't build relationships. They don't do any of that. They just push people into different things. For me, I will talk to my clients. I had an 89-year-old the other day wanting life insurance, had never been sick, no health issues whatsoever, but we just don't have policies for her. That didn't stop me. She really was wanting to talk, and she wanted to share her life and share her stories with me and how she was so healthy all these years. And I let her do that because that is what matters to me. Relationships matter. I want that client to feel, whether she got coverage through me or not, that she was special and she mattered. And so that's my favorite. You can kind of read the other ones that are here, but that's just one of my favorite ones. I just think it's so beautiful because that's so big to me. And that's like, I'm like that in regular life too. I just love to have amazing relationships. And then just we have fun and we get stuff done. So that is the one of the last ones that I love so much. So we have culture in our work environment. So we when you are an independent broker and you work from home, you're kind of, I'm in my room, this is where I work, like you can kind of see what it looks like, this is what my day looks like. So if I just stayed here and didn't talk to anybody or didn't do anything, I'd probably end up getting a little sad, probably getting a little discouraged. But the beauty of it is we have this amazing work environment. We have a Zoom room that's open, not, I was gonna say 7 days a week, but it's not. 6 days a week, 8 to 8, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's open all the time. You can get in there. There's always leaders in there for questions. If you have, I don't know what to write for this person. I don't know how to ask this question. I don't know, whatever. Somebody, you can type it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and say, "Hey, can anyone help me real quick?" Whatever it might be, and they're there to help. So it's a supportive environment, and nobody is on each other's team. We're all independent agents. We all work for ourselves, but everyone's open to help, and I love that. There's knowledge everywhere. You're always able to find someone to work, to ask the questions that you're looking for. It's just amazing. And then we have the mentorship and leadership development. Like I was saying, I wanted to find a place that I knew that I would have mentorship, because I've been in businesses where I don't have mentorship and don't have the leadership and don't have the things that I needed. And here is truly a mentorship leadership development company. We say it's a leadership development company. We just happen to sell insurance. That's kind of how we word it. Because if you're not growing and building yourself and like learning and personally develop and reading books and just different things like that, going to different boot camps or trainings and things, you're not going to ever grow in the business. And there's so much to learn. You always have to kind of be growing yourself because it's a challenging environment, especially if you have never worked for yourself. So you kind of need to be ready to hold yourself to a schedule, be ready to, get yourself time to read each day, get yourself time to, maybe go through some of your agent guides or whatever it is, just so you can learn a little bit of something every day. But this was a boot camp that we had last year in Dallas. It was in May. I'm actually leaving on Sunday to go to another one, same similar thing. But it's actually, I think there's 150 of our team members that are just specifically in our direct agency, and it's going to be so incredible. I cannot wait to hear just how other people are doing things. Because the more that you talk and collaborate with people, the more you're going to learn and how you want to tweak what you're doing. So I love to go over a lot of that, like, especially like if you are already independent, you just don't really know like how to word things or how to get leads or how to, present yourself on social media. We are all here to share that with each other. And I love that I'm able and at a position where I can share things that I've learned with Insurance Sales Queen Group, just because it is not an easy thing to do when you're expecting or learning this industry for one, but then how to do it by yourself is another whole thing. So, all right, so we have industry leading technology and training. This is kind of the whole how we do it, okay? HQ, this thing right here in the top left-hand corner here, it's called HQ. It's basically our whole system that runs together. Okay. So when you get in our system, you log into HQ and it holds everything. It holds our training, it holds our leads, it holds Switchboard, our CRM, it holds our quoting system, it holds everything. So when you are an agent here, you log in and you have access to everything. And it's so amazing. So training is a summit program. I'm just going to say right now, we don't have you do a ton of training. What we like to do and when people get started is just get in, get the very basics on learning how to talk to clients and just how to ask the pre-qualifying questions. Like, tell me about, have you had any of this? Tell me your height and weight, all of that kind of stuff, just that basic stuff. Because in the beginning, you don't know if you've never done this before, you might not even know what kind of policy you want to write for them. So whoever your leader is at the time, well, and especially here, is we will, have you ask those questions, send us the paper of what you asked them on, and then we go through and help you do like a mock appointment. Like, what are you going to offer for them? What are you going to share with them? This is what their health is. This is a carrier you're probably going to go with because they're this. Like if they're diabetic, we have a very good carrier that's good with diabetics. And you just learn these things as you go, and you don't learn it unless you're doing it. So the beginning, very short training, just prepares you for that beginning phase. And then we just train as we go in different things, on the appointment, on the closing, on all of that stuff. It just kind of happens as you go. If you need leads, the company, we do have in-house generated leads that you can purchase. They range anywhere from 50 cents a lead up to, I don't know, you can get some that are probably $75 a lead. It just depends what you're looking for and what you're looking for income. So if you don't have like a different way to market, like I use a lot of social media. I share on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I use all the social medias. And I do that because I just prefer to, I guess I prefer just working with people that I know, like my warm market. Even though like friends, family, those people that, you have your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, they're likely not going to be your clients. Just going to let you know that right out the bat. They're likely not going to be your clients, and that's okay. I still recommend still posting. And here's why. You don't want to be a secret agent. Okay. You don't want to ever be a secret agent. You want every single person to know what you do. You want every single person to, when they think of life insurance or they think of health insurance, whatever you happen to be doing, you want them to think of you. That is the number one goal if you're using social media, because then you have access. If you have one person looking at your page and they know, they are 100% aware Charmaine does life insurance. When she's out, in her circle or her bubble, and she hears somebody saying, I need to get that life insurance. I need to get that life insurance. I need to get that health insurance, whatever it is, you want that person to say, my friend Charmaine does this, my friend Grace does this, my friend Latia does this, whoever it is, you want them to see that and you want them to refer to you because that's a free referral. You didn't have to pay for that. Someone that trusts you because you consistently shared value, whether it's a tip, like, sharing even a tip of, did you know your work life insurance is not yours? Okay. A lot of people don't know that because we just assume when we're working somewhere, we have life insurance, we have health insurance, that it's ours. It's a group life policy. If you leave that place, it is not yours. We found that out when my husband left USA. He had like 1 point something million in life insurance there. And when he left, he was able to keep it at a really hefty cost, like really, really hefty. It was not cheap. I think it was gonna be like $900 a month or something like that, like insane amounts of money. But we were not prepared because we didn't expect him to leave the job. And it's just all the things, right? So just make sure to share tips like that. Share things that, what's another one? Like if somebody has, I don't know, like a old 401k that's sitting there, like we have people that can roll that over into something else and stop losing money on that. So there's just different things that I'll share every day. Usually it's at least one post a day about life insurance or something about life insurance, something that I can do for them. That way it's always on their feed. It's, or not always, but if they go to my page, they can go back and they can scroll for a while and they'll always see something that has to do with life insurance. So I challenge you, if you're on social media and you're already doing life insurance or already doing some kind of health insurance, share about it. Share about it. Don't sell yourself short. Share what you're doing and let people just know that that's what you do. So that way it'll create, just some buzz in people's ears. Um, Switchboard is our CRM. It's actually switching. So we're currently moving into a platform that's going to have Navigator right here and Switchboard into one. Now, what they do, Switchboard is the CRM that we use right now, and then Navigator is a quoting system. So when you're a broker, when I first started, we just would have to go to each carrier to quote. So if we had a client and we, had to go through the quoting and get the numbers, we would have to go line by line to each different carrier to get numbers. When we got Navigator, that changed the game because what used to take maybe 2, 3 hours to do, you can go into Navigator now, put their name, their date of birth, their social. Well, you don't have to put their social, but if you have it, um, address, email, you can put everything and then go through the health questions and go through everything with them. It'll give you the top five or even more if there's more available ones, like policies that the clients, one, most likely to get qualified for, like to be approved if they did it based on their health and their height and their weight and everything. And then two, it would show like at the best price. So it would obviously put most qualified, lowest cost, and it would kind of go down the line. But just having that there has saved so much time in just everything. Like it's not taking me forever to go back to the client to say, hey, I finally got your quote 3, 4 days later. It's could be within minutes. As long as I'm not having to like go to underwriting questions and stuff like that. And then what they're doing now, so I'll kind of explain that. So the switchboard and navigator are moving into one. They're going to be one. It's going to be called switchboard funnel. They, in that system, it's a CRM, but as you're talking to the client, you can ask the questions and it's in another on the same screen, asking the, basic medical questions, and then it'll give the quotes right there in the same screen. So you don't have to toggle between different things. It's going to be all in one. Going to be amazing. It's been rolled out, like it's rolling out slowly to people. It's about that close to being ready for everybody. And then the digital insurance products. What is a digital insurance product? It is a product a policy that was written specifically for our company. So we have, I think, 6 or 7 companies right now that have a policy that is just for people that are in our company to write with that carrier. So there's a couple. There's one called Legal and General LGA. It's a term product. It's a term company, but they wrote a product directly just for us. And it's a term product that goes up to 40 years. So most term products are only 30 years, but that goes to 40 years and it comes with living benefits and it's a very lower, like a much lower cost than others. So that product was written just for us because our company does a very good job at underwriting and making sure products are going to be what the client needs and what the client can afford and all of that so the products stay on the book and it's a great thing. So but that's just one of the companies. There's other ones that like Mutual of Omaha has one just for us. American Amicable has one just for us. Transamerica has one just for us. United Home Life has one just for us. Where if you were to go to United Home Life, that product would not be available if you were not partnered with us. So just some cool things. And it's really neat to see other companies like trying to say, I want to do one, I want to do one. So it's been fun. All right, so I'm going to show you how you make money, okay? So like I said earlier, 1099, it's commission only, but I'm going to show you how to do it, what it looks like, and it's not quite as scary when you look at it this way. So when you partner with us, you become a broker, okay? You have access to 40 plus carriers to help find your clients the best solution to their needs. The carriers pay you directly, okay? I don't know what companies you've looked at or you've checked on, but I was in the field before too, and kind of asking questions on how things work. And I found a lot of places will hold your commission until like the Friday or 2 week paycheck, or you have to do this many things before you get paid. And that was not flying for me. I wanted to say, I want to be with a company that when I write a policy with Mutual of Omaha, that they're going to pay me directly. I don't want Mutual of Omaha to pay anybody and then that person pays me. I wanted it to go from one hand to mine. Okay. And that was very important. And I think that when you have that, you see it right away. You write a policy today, you get paid likely tomorrow, as long as it's early enough in the day. But if not, it's going to be the next day. Perfect for, you need to go buy diapers, you need groceries, you need gas in your car, whatever it might be, you can write a small policy and be paid the next day and not have to wait till the next Friday to get your paycheck. Okay, so anytime you write a policy, almost all of the carriers will pay you within 24 to 48 hours. There's a couple that take a little bit longer, but in general, the carriers that we work with do pay within 24 to 48 hours, business hours. So if it's on a weekend, it might not be that fast, but 24 to 48 business hours. So these are some of the companies that we're partnered with. We have American Amicable, United Home Life, Mutual of Omaha. Most of these carriers have been around over 100 years, so they've been around forever. And most of these companies here are ones that have written our company specifically, one of those digital products they can only be written through us, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, some of these you've seen forever, like a long time. Legal in General is the one that I was talking about that has the 40-year term. So if you have a 40-year-old or a 39-year-old client that is looking for term insurance, but they don't want 30 years because it would end before they're 70, 40-year term gets them to almost 80. So it's a great product for the people that are in their, early 40s or early 30s to early 40s. And you can write the 40-year up to age 40 and you can do 35 years up to age 45. So just kind of keep that out there. But that's the only company that goes over 30 years. It's just Legal in General. All right, let me make sure. Okay, so I want to show this one first. Yeah, I'm going to show this one first. I'm actually going to show this one because this is the one that is talking about you specifically. So when you come into business, you start at a company and they're going to give you a starting commission. Okay. Our company starts every new agent at 80% commission. Okay. You have the ability to increase your commission every 2 months just by on the left-hand side in the lighter blue. The first 2 months you write 2,500 in business, it goes up to 85%. Say the next 2 months you do 5,000 in business, and this would be issued business of policies that you've written. Okay. You issue 5,000, goes up to 90%. Then the next 2 months, 10,000, 2 months in a row, goes up to 95. Okay. That's the slower track. That's if you just do, you're gradually moving. Great. If you want to come in and just kill it, you do it fast. You start at 80% in the first month of full business, which right now it's still April 1st. So most people can get contracted within a week. So if you're already licensed, we can get you contracted and in the system within a week. So then you would have enough time to do that. So I'll explain what that looks like. So new agents, 80%. In your first month, you write 5,000 in business. Now the difference on that side, so on the light blue side, you can just write 2,500 in business anytime throughout that month, you're good to go. On the right hand side, the darker blue, you not only have to do 5,000 that first month, but they want you to write business. If it's a 4-week month, 3 out of the 4 weeks. And if it's a 5-week month, it would be 4 out of the 5 weeks, which they consider that Fridays. So our company has our week starting on Fridays. So if there's 5 Fridays in a month, then it would be a 5-week month. If there's 4 Fridays in a month, it'd be a 4-week month. So that's kind of how you figure that out. But anyways, 5,000 that first month, you've written 3 out of the 4 weeks, it goes up to 5,000. Then the next month you write 7,500, it'll go up to 90%. And then on that third month, if you write 12,500 and wrote 3 out of the 4 weeks, it goes up to 95. So you technically could increase your commission 15% in 3 months. Tell me what job out there. I've never had a job where I got 15% increase in 3 months. Never. Never have I had that happen at a job. Usually it's you get that one raise, unless you, like when we were in corporate and we did homeowners insurance, you got maybe like a 50-cent raise for doing homeowners insurance. We didn't have commission back at USA, so that was different. But 50 cent raise for doing a whole nother job, So this is a lot different. You get paid for your efforts, and the goal here is to get your commission as high as you can. That's the whole goal for everyone. I want you to get your commission as high as you possibly can, because that's more money in your pocket for you and your family. That's my goal for everyone. The more money you make, the better your family is going to live, and the more likely you're going to continue doing this and see huge success. So always want my agents to get way more commission. So for this, like I'll just kind of show you here, like an average part-time agent, if you're starting fresh, if you have a job on the side, you're still working a full-time, whatever it might be, if you want to just kind of start slow, which is what most people do. Most people start part-time, get their feet wet, get comfortable doing the things, knowing how to talk to people, just getting comfortable with it all. Part-time agent, 15 to 20 hours a week, average probably about 6 policies a month. The average premium on a policy is about $1,200. Okay, so if you're making 80%, which if you're writing that much business, it's not going to stay that way for very long. So just know that. But this for the example is 80%. So you would be, if you wrote 6 policies at $1,200, that's $7,200 times 80%. Okay, that's your commission, would be $5,760. The carriers pay you 75% of that up front. Okay, so it's kind of hard to explain this question, but 80% commission is what your full premium is for the year. Okay. The carriers pay you 75% of that 80% upfront on that day, 24 to 48 hour time frame. Then when the policy's gone through the full year, months 9, 10, 10, 11, and 12, that's when you'll get the other 25%. So you'll get the 25% on the back end of the year when they went through the whole year, they didn't cancel their policy, they didn't lapse due to non-payment, all of those things. And it's actually a really good thing, because if you have somebody that cancels their policy and got paid all of that up front and they cancel it, then you have to pay that all back to the carrier. And it is not fun. I've had one chargeback, and it's not even mine. It was one of my agents, an $800 chargeback for somebody, and it's not been fun for her. So you just have to be careful and make sure, if you see somebody's payments being late, like that is kind of something that you want to check on and make sure that they're okay, because then your commission gets taken back too and you have to repay that. So you just have to be careful. But if they do 75% upfront, then they're not giving you the full 80%. So then you get the back end. The back end is actually fun because you don't remember that you've enrolled a policy. You'll just have a random payment in your account. You're like, this is kind of cool. I love this. But part-time, you could be looking at about 70,000 a year. And that's just by writing 6 policies a month. Okay. Full-time agent, you're averaging about 35 to 40 hours per week. That I don't even know how to explain that because my schedule, I do work a lot, but it's never like all together. Like I'll usually like come sit down when I have a client text me or call me. Then I'll come sit down, or I'll, be doing something in laundry or whatever it might be. So I don't know for a fact that I work 40 hours per week, but I do work throughout the week and I do work some nights and I do work weekends. It's just when my clients need me is when I work. So you can set that schedule for you. If you want to say, I don't want to work on Mondays, you don't have to. If you want to say, I don't want to work on Sundays, which I never work on Sundays because that's kind of the day that my husband and I will plan our week. We'll get our grocery shopping done, we get our laundry done, we get all of that stuff done on Sundays so that we don't have to do it throughout the week. So I kind of take it as like my rest day just to refocus and get my week going throughout the week. So let's see here. Let me go to the next screen. Okay, so here's the other part. So with these 2 parts, this is all just yourself. You can get all the way up to I think 110% without having any agents on your team. So if you don't ever want to sponsor anyone, you don't ever want to recruit, I don't care. That is whatever you want to do, okay? I think what you see out there a lot is that you see people like, you have to do this, you have to recruit, you have to do all these things, and it gets to people. And I'm not that way. If you want to just write business yourself, more power to you, and I will watch and cheer you on along the way because I actually, my whole goal is getting better at production. And it's a hard thing to do. Like it's hard to get and stay focused and sit at your desk and do the things that which you have to do if you're working and doing production. So it just that out there, you can get all the way from 80% up to 110% commission level without ever recruiting anybody. So that's available too. But I'm going to go down here and get back to the residual income part. So if you, like I was saying earlier, is if your dream is to have passive income throughout, forever, throughout your life, then you can build an agency that you own. Okay. That was what attracted me to this company specifically, is that it had a true contractual ownership program where you hit a certain level, certain amount of times, certain amount of months in a row, they'll send you the contract. It's legally binding. You can name it whatever you want. It's yours. And then you can pass that down to your family, your kids, whoever you want down the line. Where the difference and why I kind of explain it this way is, say for instance, you have a State Farm agency. Okay. If you owned a State Farm building and you're in there, you're writing policies, you're tending to clients' issues, you're doing all the things, it's going to be really hard to grow if you don't bring other agents into your company, right? You have to hire, a secretary. You want to hire a couple agents to do one to do this, one to do that, one to handle these things. I like to look at it as the same type of thing, but it's your own. And you don't have to have a building and they don't have to work next to you in the desk next to you. I have agents on my team that live in Michigan. I have agents on my team that live in Florida. And we all collaborate, we all work together, but I don't own them. They don't have to be anywhere at a certain time. They do what they want because it's their business. Whatever you do here is up to you. The amount of money you make is up to you. The amount of anything that happens is just up to you. Okay. I can guide you. I can share. I can help. I can help with your appointments. I can help with all the things, but Ultimately, it's up to you. Nobody can make you do things that you don't want to do. Nobody can make you, do any of that. But it's something that is beautiful thing when you do it. It really is. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like to build an agency if you do want to. Again, it's you do not have to. So if people are telling you have to recruit, this is not the thing. You do not have to recruit here. You do not have to bring people on. You could just still make a crap ton of money on your own pen writing business. There's a guy that came into the business. I think he said he started in August. I'll kind of give you a quick example. He started in August. He was a professional basketball player. He had some health issues with his daughter and he couldn't be on the road anymore. So he came home but didn't know what to do. Found the life insurance opportunity and he has every month since he started, which is in August, over $130,000 on his own pen. Yeah, it is nuts. But when you hear him talk, he works Monday through Thursday, gets on the phone, calling leads at 7 a.m., and he doesn't stop working till 11 p.m. at night. So his Monday through Thursday is 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to make $130,000 per month. I think it's worth it. He specifically carved out his Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for his wife and his kids. He didn't want to do anything for like he wanted to make sure all the business, like his kids and his wife, know I'm out of pocket Monday through Thursday. It's kind of like if he was on the road playing basketball or whatever. He's out of pocket those days, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's all daddy and mom. It's family time for him. And it is so cool to see. But he's doing that. Like he doesn't want to do um production forever. So he's building in this season where he's working so hard to grow himself, write all the business, get his commission levels as high as he possibly can. And he is doing some recruiting, which is still crazy that he has time to do recruiting when he's doing all that. But he is doing recruiting and he does have a goal to have a huge agency, which he already did own. He already does own his own agency, but that happened a lot by his own pen. So the opportunity is there. The opportunity to just make a crap ton of money by yourself is there. But if you want to not always have to work while you're making money and get paid when you're sleeping and all that stuff, that's where building this comes in. And I'll show you what that looks like. So they provide everything we need to build their own business, their own franchise through contractual ownership. Like I was saying, you have the ability to earn both time and money with our system. And you can pass on the business, like I said, to anyone that you love, your kids, your family, your husband, your wife, if you don't have kids, maybe your nieces or your nephews or whoever. And how that works is they would get the business and they would still continue collecting the residual income. So whatever you have built during the time that you owned it, when it goes passed down to your family or you sell it, because you can even sell it. You say, I build this big, massive business and I have 400 agents on my team, but I don't feel like doing it anymore. I could technically, when you own it, you could sell it to somebody. They can pay for your book of business, which is cool. It's just like a State Farm agency. If I didn't want to own my State Farm anymore, I could sell it to somebody. They could buy my book of business and move on. But also, if someone from State Farm owns an agency and they pass away, their family does not continue collecting after they go. It ends where it's at and it goes back to State Farm. So that was what one thing that I saw. I'm like, I know so many people that have owned State Farm agencies for years and I had no idea that that was something that happened. I didn't know that they would don't get to pass that on to their family. I didn't know that. Lots of State Farm friends, like lots of them, but I found that out just from another friend who was talking about a 77-year-old who isn't doing well and he's trying to sell his agency before he dies so that nothing happens to it when he's gone. So, kind of the way that I like this whole program where I don't have to worry about a building, I don't have to worry about paying anyone. It all gets paid by the carriers when you write your policies. So, it's not you don't have the payroll, you don't have to do any of that. It's done for you. Here's kind of an example, and I just want to show you what it looks like to get to this level. So, like I said, everyone starts at 80%. No, and then this actually just started, but when my mentor started, he started at 60%. So when I came in, I was at 80. He's like, when I started, it was only 60. So they've increased it as we've gone. But here's what an agency owner looks like. Okay. So the average agency starting like new agencies, 50,000 in premium in a year, 60 or 50,000 annual premium in a year or in a month. 15% of it on average is going to be your own. So 15,000 of it is going to typically be on my own pen. Whoever is the business owner, 15,000 of it you can expect to write yourself. Then the other 35,000 is going to be by other people that you brought into the business. You've helped mentor, you're helping, get the policies written up, you're helping policy build outs, you're helping just training, all the things. The beautiful thing about this is when you help somebody do this. So, like, say, for instance, Carmen came into the business, she started at 80% commission. If I'm at 105% commission, okay, that's pretend that this is me right there. If I'm at 105% commission and Carmen's at 80%, she writes a policy, maybe it's $1,000. She's going to make 800 bucks, okay? She's going to make 800 bucks. But what the beautiful thing is, whoever she wrote that policy with, like whether it be Mutual of Omaha or Transamerica or whoever, that company is going to send 25%, whatever the spread is between the mentor and the new agent, is going to send a commission to me. So if that was the case, I would get 25% of whatever she wrote on that business. Now, that keep you would think on something like this is you would want somebody to stay at 80% forever. Heck no. I don't want people at 80%. Even if it's making me money on spread, I want you to win. I want you to get yourself to 105%. I would rather my agents be making way more money on their policies than me get a spread. So I will never, ever, ever keep people down at 80%. I want you to keep going, get to the 85, get to 90, get to 105, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, that's what I want. And so that just gets the more money you're making, the more families you're helping, the more impact you're doing. And that is just the best feeling in the world. Seeing an agent win is like, I love it, love it, love it. My favorite thing. But an average agency owner probably is making about 252,000 a year. If you're averaging kind of like this, if this is your average, that's kind of what you're looking at. But again, most of your money is going to be made on personal production. So you want to keep doing personal production. You want to still keep telling people you're writing business. You want to still do all of that stuff because that's how you're making your now money. Building and residual income, that's way later money. Today, you still need to produce. Okay. So they always tell you, like, unless you're making like, I don't even know, somebody said a number the other day, unless you're making this much money, you still produce. And I was like, oh, okay, well, so you got to keep writing for a little bit then. Like you keep going for a long time because you don't want it to fizzle out either. You don't want to like move on to something and then people start falling off. You don't want that. So these are just some of the trips that are out there that you can earn. Some of them are by symmetry, and then there's some that are specifically from carriers. Okay, so I think these are last year's, I believe. So last year they had Costa Rica, Cabo, Cancun. Two of them were in Switzerland. They're different carriers. One was like SBLI, and one was somebody else. Las Vegas. Okay, that doesn't sound that cool, right? Vegas is right here. We can all go to Vegas. Yeah, no, they Mutual of Omaha, they took them to the Super Bowl last year in Vegas. And one of my friends went, she earned the trip and I'm like watching like her whole journey. She's documenting everything. They had like a whole room full of like swag that they could just go to each table like fancy shoes, fancy eyeglasses, fancy sunglasses, different things like hundreds like at least probably thousands of dollars of just swag for the Super Bowl. And then they sat in a suite at the Super Bowl. They got to do all the things. It was just the coolest thing to watch because I'm like, I love Vegas, but I'm in Phoenix. It's 4 hour drive for me. It's not that cool. But then when you're going to the Super Bowl, that's a lot different. So these are just a couple of the trips that they went on last year. Um, and then I think this year they're just one of my friends just got back from Italy. They went to Italy and it was crazy. They had them stay at the I don't know if you've ever seen White Lotus. I've never seen it, but apparently there's a show called White Lotus, and where they stayed was the hotel that is in the show. So they're like, "This is the White Lotus pool," and they're like showing what the pool looks like. I had no idea what it looks like, but really cool. Cool for people that know what it is. So that's kind of it's just fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch. So, okay. And then where to go from here? So I always like to say if you are interested in working for yourself, if you're someone that does not need a 9 to 5 and a steady, like set paycheck each week or each, 2 weeks or whatever, this is a great opportunity for you. If you're somebody that, maybe you still need a steady paycheck, but this is kind of interesting to you and you want to try to work for yourself, then I say start it part-time, see where it goes. Get your feet wet, figure it out, see if you can do it. But if you're like, I could do this. I know I can talk to people. I know I can self-start. I know that I want to make this much money and a boss isn't going to pay me that much because I know more than what they can pay me. So this is a great opportunity for you because you decide how much you make based on your work, based on how much time you put in, how much you're growing yourself, which it takes time. Like I was saying earlier, it does take time to get to a place that you're comfortable, that you are confident in sharing what is available and all of the things. But there's so many aspects of it that you can go. And I am here for whatever you want. If you're wanting to just start part-time, call a few clients, share that you're what you're doing, and just write a few policies a month, all all day, I'll cheer you on, I'll help all that I can. But then if you're like, hey, let's run, let's go for this, I'm here for that too. So just letting you know that. So I think most of you were licensed, right? I think most of you said you were already.
I am.
Okay. So already licensed, easy peasy. We'll skip that part because I think that actually I'll say it since I'm recording it. But if you're not licensed yet, we have people that help with the process. Most of you know Melissa Dillon. If your state doesn't require a actual course, I always have people just do the gold package with Melissa because I really struggle with material and doing questions. I just can't retain it. It doesn't work for me. I need someone to share and like tell me what it means in real terms, not insurance jargon that is so boring. And so Melissa is just like the amazing on that. But if your state does require a course, I have a code that allows you to get $150 off the course. So instead of it being $200, it's like $49 or something. So I have that available. So if you're not licensed, reach out. I can give you all of that information. But if you are licensed and you're like, hey, I think I want to try this. I think I want to see what it's like to work independently. Again, it's independent, but you're never by yourself. Okay. You work from home, you're on a computer or a phone or whatever you want to do, but we're all here if you need help. So there's the workroom. My phone is always next to me. I will respond no matter what. The only time I don't respond if it's between like 10 and 5 in the morning, I just put my phone down. Don't care if anyone texts me, it's silent, but I'll text you as soon as I wake up. I'm the one that like if you text me at 9 p.m. or 9:30, you're gonna get a 4:45 text in the morning because that's usually when I see it. So I tell people don't worry about texting. Still text or try to call. I'll just get back to you when I wake up in the morning. I love bed. I love going to bed at 9 o'clock. So but anyway, if you're licensed, I can send you an invite. All that you do is it'll verify your license information, take you through the system. Once they verify it, you'll get a hey, welcome. It'll give you that in logins for the systems, logins to submit your carrier contracts, which is one system. You go in, you select all the carriers that usually it's like 7 in the beginning. You'll start with 7 carriers. Honestly, that's enough. They have tons of products. It's more than enough. I think after I use those 7 and then maybe like 4 to 5 more, maybe, but I don't use them that often. So although we have access to like 40 or 50 carriers, you just find the ones that one you're comfortable with, ones that the products. Um, I just use the other ones like for if I can't find a coverage with these people, then I'll go to other ones. But you'll have immediate access as soon as you get in. You have immediate access to write policies with two carriers, even prior to being like accepted with them. You can write like there's a backdoor way you can write policies through Mutual of Omaha and American Amicable. Once you're through your first phase of training, we usually will get together and just be like, hey, talk about your goals. What are you looking for? Tell me what you want to make. Like, are you looking for like a couple thousand a month, or are you like stretch goal and I want to have 20,000 a month? Whatever it is. Okay. That's kind of where we talk about, okay, if you're wanting to make this, you're probably going to be needing to do this down here. So like someone that wants to make 20,000 a month, it's going to be real difficult if you don't want to do leads, or if you don't want to, put yourself out there on social media and share what you're doing. It's going to get really hard to do that, because where are you going to find clients? But someone wants to make 20,000, you can easily buy the leads and contact those clients, and you'll be very likely to do that. So the one guy I was talking about that made like 130,000, he spends a lot of money on leads, but he closes them. So he has more than 10x his lead cost with what he writes. So he's very good at getting it done, doing the things. He never lets a lead go without either closing it or like saying, okay, I don't want to keep calling this lead. Like, tell me that you don't want coverage and I'll stop calling you, type of thing. Like, he gets resolution on every one of his leads, which I think he does mostly leads, but it just depends how you want to do your business. So that's why we talk with strategy session, what you're looking for, how much money you want to spend, how much money you want to make, what's your social media comfort, like what's your level on that, how comfortable are you on that, are you networking in public, which I do a networking group. So I just network with people around like in different areas. They know what I do. Some are mortgage people, some are realtors. Like, you find connections with people that if you have someone's closing on a mortgage, they for sure need a life insurance policy to, do that. So you make these relationships with people that, if you don't have someone that you're referring your clients to, let's do a partnership. Let's do a referral thing here. I'll refer to you if someone needs a mortgage, you refer to me if they need life insurance, and you just keep that relationship open. And that's a great way for free leads. Referrals are way better than a lead anyway, because they were sent to you by someone that trusts you. And it just makes it a lot more sticky if they're sent to you by trust. So that's a kind of the way that it works here. You do have a goal, and when you get your first 6 applications, so when you start, the CRM and like digital leads and stuff are not available for new people until they've written first 6 policies. So first 6 applications, then they can say, okay, I don't want to do this. I want to go into like a digital type of lead where I have a CRM and texting tools and all the things like that. You can have that. It's just you have to get first 6 applications in first before it'll give you all access to that. And that's just to make sure that you're going to stay. You don't want to start a whole CRM system if you're really like not sure if you want to keep doing it, because the reality is a lot of people don't make it because they give up on themselves too fast. Okay, I'm just going to say that right now. In this industry, the majority of people don't make it because they, one, gave up too fast. They didn't believe in themselves enough. So then they lost the ability to see how big it can get for them. So you want to make sure that if you're going to do something like this, get your mind right. Make sure, like, you talk to yourself, your mindset, you say, I know I can do this. I am made for more. I deserve more. I'm sick of being told what to do, what time to go to work, what time to, how much I need to do, when I could go to the bathroom, anything like that. When you get yourself to a place where you just feel that, which I was there, this seems a lot easier when you get yourself to a place, because it's not easy. I'm going to be real honest. If you don't have a good mindset, this isn't going to be for you. If you are very negative, this won't be for you, because you want to, especially if something goes wrong, you want to think of how to make it better. Someone is saying, if you're getting a lot of the same people telling you the same things, like, I don't want this policy, or I whatever, it's most likely something that you need to work on if you're hearing it a lot. So if I'm hearing somebody's, and it's either the price isn't right. That's usually one thing, the price isn't right, or they don't like you. So it's one of those. So then when I get something like that, I'll be like, okay, is it the price or is it just you don't like me? Because I can't stand that. I like freak out. If someone doesn't like me, it's like I was a very people pleaser my whole life. Like freaks me out when someone doesn't like me. I'm like, I don't understand. I was very nice to him. I don't get it. Like it's just how I am. And you have to kind of figure out how you're presenting yourself to them, which me, I talk fast. I'm a very fast talker. So I have to really slow myself down when I'm talking to a client because I'm going to talk with my hands. I'm fast. I'm all the time fast. So for a while, I was tending to talk to clients like that too. And so on the phone, it gets jumbled. Like they don't see my excitement. They're just hearing blah, 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 because my hands are doing this the whole time. So I have to really practice slowing down. And there's things you just have to work on. But if you're willing to work on yourself and you're willing to do what it takes to get yourself to where you want to be, you'll be unstoppable. All of you. All of you. And even if you're in another business, if you're already working in the industry, you guys, we will be doing in Melissa's group, or not Melissa, I always say Melissa, Mary's group, the Sales Queen group. There are five of us, and Mary does PNC. I do life. One girl does health, and then another girl does commercial. And then the other girl is more like mindset motivation. But we are all working to create things for all of you that helps with. I have someone trying to get in the waiting room right now. Oh well, I'll let him in. But so we're doing things to where we can, submit different trainings that just help you with sales, help you with how to talk to people, how to overcome objections, how to just present yourself in a different way to where you are trusted by the client. So we're going through that. We're starting actually this month. I think my week is going to be the third week of April, like the week of the 21st is going to be the week that I'm going to do some of the trainings in that group. I think next week or the week of the 14th, the girl's going to do the health insurance stuff. So she's going to talk about how, like different things in the health space, how to make it work, how to make money, how to sell, how to talk to people. So we're going to be doing that a lot over the next couple months. So we all are there. We're all in the same area, whether you work with me or not. In my business, I do, I mean, yeah, I want you because I love having people, but we will still help you do what you're doing. If it's just a script, you just want to kind of talk about it, like what you're saying, how to word things differently. We're all here to help. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. And the whole goal with that group is just help all the agents so that they know that there's so much potential out there for you. So that's basically it. If you're already licensed and you want to work for yourself, then you can fill out the QR code or scan the QR code and fill out your information. I'll contact you if you want to just get on the phone and talk some more. I have time tomorrow, so we can set some time tomorrow to, you know, 30 minutes. Let you ask questions and whatever, and we can go from there. But if you have any right now, if anyone has any questions they want to ask right now, feel free to unmute and ask away. Anybody?
Yeah.
Go for it.
What if you got hired with a company, and I wanted to talk to you about this because someone did hire me, but I thought I had the understanding that I would be a life agent, but they said it was more or less a financial consultant that sells insurance on the side. That's not what I applied for. So I,
Interesting.
I was just a little confused.
Yeah,
I know the name of the company. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names or not, but
I would say don't do it on here, but text me
okay.
because we can get back
Okay.
on the phone. We've been on the phone before, so
Yeah.
text me and we'll
Okay.
figure out the time we can talk about it and just see because
Okay.
it might just be the way that they're terming it, and if
Yeah.
is it like like an hourly pay? Do they pay you or is it all commission?
No, it's all commission.
Okay.
I'm a 1099
Okay.
1099 worker.
Okay.
But the thing about it, my heart isn't in it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's not what I signed for. And they didn't tell me until 2 weeks later and I felt like I was misled.
See, and
So,
okay, I can't stand that.
yeah.
I like to be very upfront and tell people it's not going to be easy. It's, there it takes work, but I also see other, like you see insurance companies and I hate being misled, but
Hmm.
I had in the last 3 days, three clients who had filled out requests for life insurance quotes, got on the phone with them. All of them were talking to me about how they see the TV ads where it talks about 9.99 life insurance,
Hmm.
$9.99 a month.
Yeah.
It is completely misleading, and it's so sad for these people because they're all in their 70s or 80s. They're all older. They are like, "Oh, they told me it was going to be 9.99 a month." And they're just so sweet. They're so naive. They don't like it's just they do this on purpose.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
bait and switch. They get on the phone, end up telling them, "Okay, well, it's this much coverage and it's this much money." And they're like, "Well, what happened to
Hmm.
9.99?" Well, that's per unit. Per unit could be $100, per unit
Yeah.
could be $1,000. It just depends what their little print on the pages, which see, it's smaller than
Yeah.
I can even see it.
Okay.
But I'm seeing that even in the space of clients. So it happens in the hiring and like the recruiting, how that happens too. It does happen. I'm
Okay.
just not that way. I want you to know what it's like. Like,
Yeah.
is it hard? Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to sell insurance, life insurance, annuities, I guess final expense,
Yeah.
anything
That's
in the
all
life
included.
industry.
And that's the
So,
beauty of it.
I'm on my last course on the CE. I started early, just have long-term care. That's
Okay.
the only course I have. Everything else they certified me in. I got all that last week. So the only thing I have to do is call Napa and get insured with them liability.
And that's easy. And
Yeah.
actually, when people come in my business, when you're
Hmm.
filling out the contracting with the carriers, if you don't have the E&O insurance yet, it actually allows you to buy it right there through Napa.
Okay.
It's like right there. So it's you don't
Okay.
have to call a company directly, it's just right there. So
Okay.
that's a way to do it quickly. But
So my question is, I'm going to have to tell them that, listen, you weren't really honest with me about what it is that I was going to be doing. So
yeah,
I found something that I'm interested in and I want to be with that company.
yeah,
Would that be a problem to get out of that
it
contract?
shouldn't be. Have you already signed like carrier contracts?
They gave me three carriers. I don't think I've contracted with them though, because I didn't sign off on anything with that.
Okay. We'll talk about that more. Let's
Okay.
get on the phone later, or actually let's wait till tomorrow, but let's get on the
Okay.
phone tomorrow. We'll narrow it down because if it's just something you just ask for a release is basically all you have to do. So you just sign something, you send it in, and usually they just release you. As long as you haven't like don't have chargebacks or policies that you had written that canceled,
No,
then you're
because
good. We'll let you
I
go.
didn't even sell. I didn't sell. They just hired me 3 weeks ago, and I'm waiting around to find out what it is that I'm going to be doing. But
Yeah.
um, basically, I did the deposit form to my bank. Like if I
Okay.
get paid, it would go to my bank. But I haven't done any work for the company. I haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it shouldn't be a problem. We'll talk about that for
Okay,
sure. So
that's fine.
text, you have my number, just text me, and we'll figure that out tomorrow.
Perfect.
Awesome. We'll talk soon, girl. Anyone
Thank
else? Anyone else?
Hi, Charmaine. My name is Julie. Currently, I am actually studying to take my PNC test.
Okay.
And then my next test would be the life and health. So this is something I'm definitely interested in.
It's
This
great.
one.
Well, and what's a cool thing is like you can even a lot. I know a lot of people that have a PNC job, like a job, because there's a lot of hourly salaried jobs in PNC. Life and health, it's a lot different. There's not a lot of jobs in that. So a lot of people do have a job doing PNC
Mhm.
and then sprinkle in life on the side as they're, building and getting comfortable with it. And once they're ready, they're like, okay, we can quit the job now. But just like you figure out what works for you. If you want to just go straight you can do that. But if you want to do part-time, then that works too. But yeah, keep me
Eventually, I would love to be able to do it full time. Currently, right now, I work in the insurance industry.
okay.
So I am required right now to get my license. I've taken my PNC test and I was like 5 points away from passing. So
Yeah.
I have it rescheduled. So
No,
I definitely, want to get both, both licenses under my
yeah,
belt.
and it's good to have them all anyway. It gives you a lot of opportunity. Like if say you did start and do like life insurance by yourself and as a broker, and it was just like, I don't think this is for me, because sometimes it's not. It's just the reality. Sometimes it's not. And so then you have PNC, you have life and health license. You will be scooped up from somebody will be like, oh, this girl's got it all. Like that's the kind of people that they look for. So like if for some reason the independent stuff didn't work for you, there you'll have so much opportunity either way.
So
But
with this opportunity, and I had a question as
yeah,
far as this. So we would sign up. We would be under you.
yeah,
And then like if we wanted to bring someone else on, then that person would just sign up under us.
under you, correct. Yeah.
All right.
And it can just grow from there. Like I have so many friends that are just like, I just want to do something like this part-time to make $2,000 extra because everything's so expensive. Go for it. You can find 2 friends a month that need insurance and you don't even have to invest in leads or anything, you know? Like
Okay.
if you really are talking to people, like I just don't like to ask my friends and family. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Like I don't want to be that insurance person that they're all hiding from at the event,
Right.
you know, like that's kind of what I don't want to do. But they know what I do. I share it. I talk about it all the time, but I don't go directly to them unless I really like, okay, you need something. Like you need something in place. But
Okay.
yeah, but I'm excited that fill that out or you can text me my cell phone number. I'll put in the comments, but
Okay.
text me your information and we can just connect. And
Okay.
once you're licensed, you're ready to go and you have more questions, we could even just get on the phone just to ask. So you can ask whatever questions that you possibly have.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, good luck. Do you have a date of your testing yet?
I have a rescheduled for this Saturday.
You got this. You
Yes.
got this. Give me all the vibes. You got it.
I've just been having anxiety with it. And it's like, you go to take the test, there's all these questions. And it's like, I'm still trying to keep a positive mindset. But it's like, okay, I gotta pass this. I gotta pass.
There's a video. If you have Melissa Dillon's insurance exam queen page, the YouTube.
I do. I also have her course as well.
Okay.
And
So
that's really helped because her explanation. I took my course. I took it through WebCE.
oh, okay.
And it's like, okay, something's not right here. So when I got Melissa's course, it really, broke down everything. So it really
Yeah.
did help. It really did.
Honestly, I did PNC for like 17 years while my insurance license ended up lapsing. So I never renewed it. So I was like working for a broker like in I don't even know when it was, 2019 or 2020. But anyway, I had to go get PNC licensed again.
Mhm.
You don't know how many times I took the test and didn't pass?
Yeah.
I mean, I had been doing the insurance for a career for 17 years and didn't pass the exam. I felt like a failure. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I didn't go back again the third time. I was like, I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it. And then I took life and health and passed it the first time. So it just, I don't know what it was. I'm like, I don't know if it was like test anxiety or what, but
Correct. And that's what I've been having.
it
But
was,
everybody keeps saying, you're taking the hardest one first. Well, nobody told me that. Had I known, I'd have did life and health first and then
yeah.
do the PNC. So
But it'll be easier for you because
Yeah.
once you get PNC down, life and health is just so much easier.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm excited for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Got this. But she has a mindset video. So on her YouTube channel, there's something about mindset.
Yeah, I did see it. I saw the mindset.
Just like amping you up, like let's go.
Right.
Oh, you got this. So
Right. And it's also in the package as well that I
watch
got.
it like 3 times before you go take the test, and you got it.
Okay.
But keep me posted. I'll be praying for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Anybody else? I don't want to keep you all too long, but if you have any questions, anyone on here, scan the QR code. There's a form that'll take you to me or my cell phone number's in the comments. You can text me anytime and we can set up a time to get on the phone and talk one-on-one. But this was amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and just being vulnerable and being open to learning about something that's going to make you so much more money than working for somebody else in the future. So I'm excited for you all. And if you are in a different area, we'll see you in the Insurance Sales Queen group. We're going to be doing some trainings there to help you all with your sales. And let's grow. Let's all grow and build some big businesses. Yeah, sounds good. Joshua, if you have any questions, text me and we will talk soon. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Carmen. Text me.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.